Yeah. I think your first summer there, you could walk across that pond, right? Is it so dry? And they had that
Yeah.
trout that summer.
Let me know when we're set, David.
You guys should be set.
Everything we're good.
All right, we're gonna call inland wetlands. Call to order the Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission's meeting for May 2nd, 2024 to order. Are you an alternate, Chris? Or a full member? Okay. Then we don't need to see you. I just don't know. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
We do not.
All right, so the next thing is looking at last month's meeting minutes for approval. Everybody check out the minutes.
Right.
So,
I didn't see any issues.
motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Bad. What do you, citizens?
No,
No? Oh, so they're here for.
they're here for
Okay.
an application.
All right, perfect. Old business, we are tabling until next month.
Yep.
He is asking for an extension. Yep.
He's actually under new business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
All right, so we will skip that and go to Mr. O'Neill. I don't want to say it wrong. Berthollet? All right, I just didn't want to pronounce it wrong.
No, you got the email too. That's good. A lot of people. Emily, email, you name it.
Oh, I know a couple of people
Yeah,
in that,
there's a
so
few
that helped. I had that one.
A couple emails. and-
Yep. that helped.
Many of them.
Yeah.
If you want, there's a big drawing there in front of you. Currently, we have, to give you an idea of what we want to do. Yeah. Is it all right if I stand and point? Would that be okay? Absolutely. Thank you.
We're not that fancy here.
Okay, the camper, well, it's gone today because, the tree company dropped a log on top and it's being fixed by highway.
Oh, geez.
So anyway, the camper's here. Dock we removed because there's not enough water. So anyway, what we want to do is just south. This is east, this is west. I apologize, I didn't put the directions, but just down, but yeah, Campbell Mill Road goes this way. We want to put a crossing here so that we can get to the back property because we own land all the way around. It's 8.5 acres total, but we want to be able to make a walking path.
Mhm.
And to get across over here, this is all rocky and so forth down in here.
Yep.
All rocky and stuff. Years ago, I guess they dug a trench so that the water level would go down. I don't know the history of it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
an old, it was originally, it was a Campbell Mill Dam.
Oh, is it?
There
What?
was a mill site there.
Yeah.
So where you're actually proposing your crossing point is where the dam was.
Was.
And then when they tore, they obviously tore the dam out
Yeah.
years ago, and so that's where you're.
Gotcha. Okay.
That spot for it too.
They had the pictures in the emails. Yeah, you could see.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the proposed area. And then, of course, right in the door is the road goes down by it this way. And there's a gully and whatnot to get to it. If you drive by today, you'll see a trailer that I gotta tear apart. And that's what's gonna go there.
But that's just a walking bridge,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
not a vehicle bridge.
Oh, no. That's not wide enough. It's only 6 feet wide. But, okay, then there's, you know what? I got some handouts here.
Yeah, that was the trailer. Yep.
Yeah, that's the trailer. Or a similar facsimile, whatever you call it.
Mhm.
Bridge frame,
Bridge frame, yeah.
repurposed bridge frame.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Now, what I propose to do, you'll see the railing It's made out of cable, but it's gonna be taut. I just wanted to show what the railing's gonna look like. And that's what it's gonna look like on both sides, 4x4. It's all pressure treated material. And the actual chassis, we're gonna take the wheels off, gonna paint it. And with the rust, or the black rust paint and all that. Gonna put granite blocks on both sides. Gonna put 2x8s all the way across. And I'm gonna note at the bottom, the bridge will be completed on site and put in place with a crane. Hopefully we can do that. Otherwise, I'll put it in place and then I'll build the bridge at that point. Okay, depends on the electric and it depends on the trees. There are also gonna be 8 anchor ties. The cable goes in the ground at a point, and then it becomes a T, and you pull on it and it's taut. So I'm gonna have 2 of those on either end for the bridge itself, so it don't move sideways. And then I'll have anchors for the actual railing made of the cable. So there'll be a total of 8 anchor points going into the ground on Mother Earth, okay? So any questions so far? Anything that you think I might have missed? I tried not to. Okay, all right, so the next page is to show you what the, where the dilapidated dam was. That's where the beaver had its dam when we bought the place, and now it's gone. Beaver's gone, dam's gone. So on the left picture, there's a big chunk of granite. And as you walk up, that's a hill. What I want to do is drag that up. I'm gonna winch it up on top of the hill. And what I gotta do is dig a trench to put that in, because it's a hill, you gotta dig it out so it's flat, you know? And it asks in the form that I filled out for Joe, how many square feet are you gonna change? And there's only gonna be about 10 feet, 10 square feet, because I gotta dig that trench, okay? That's the only changes to the, near the wetlands area. On the far side, picture on the right, there are some granite stones that are flat on the other side. I'll pull them up, and that's the other side of the bridge. That's a 40-foot trailer chassis, by the way. So it's only about 20 or 25 feet to go across this, so there'll be plenty of length. Small trees in the area will be cut, obviously, so that I can maneuver and get things across. And that's the layout, what we propose to do. The only thing I didn't add, and I apologize, is to get up to this, on the side of the road, there's a little gully. I'm gonna have to put some crushed stone there too, if I wanna do anything to slide the unit up. I'm gonna put some crushed stone near the road, and it's only gonna help with water flow, okay?
Yeah, I need access, yeah.
Yeah, to get access, and just gonna put some crushed stone there so that we can get up. And that's it.
Do you know the history of the pond better? The only thing I can think of, will that trailer be, will the bridge be high enough for the water to get?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have no idea. I don't know the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen some pretty epic storms going through there, and this is gonna be several feet well above.
Okay, that's my only thought would be that would be the only thing.
You know, and I think he's got a good plan as far as anchoring it.
Oh, yeah, that's beyond.
I don't,
So you're gonna be just to the right of where the water drops? Or to the left?
Water drops into the dam.
Right here,
Yeah, what I would call the waterfall,
right there, right,
Yeah.
right straight
It's gonna go
across there.
straight across.
right onto that built
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So just past where the, yeah,
I'm told that
Leftover
the
dam is.
bulldozers used to be able to go over that years and years ago. And like Joe said, they actually dug it out.
Yeah,
So I just want to get across so I can get to the other
yeah,
side.
leave them up in there.
Otherwise, we gotta go further down and go past where the the trestle, the road goes
Mhm.
over. Gotta go behind that and walk all the way around
Yeah.
to get into the back.
yeah, that's all wetlands down
Yeah,
there.
there's
That's an
spillway in
old
there.
sluice way in there.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah. So that's why we wanna do something like this.
There's really no mitigation during construction, right? For this sort of problem. I
Not
can't
really,
think of
the only disturbance he's gonna be doing is when he's moving the big granite block that's on the roadside and digging. But I don't see that as any
It's not machine digging, it's
No, no, no,
kind of leveling it
like,
out, yeah.
It was, even if it was with a mini excavator, that's, it's all.
I don't
And he's back away from the water anyway, because he wants the bridge to sit on it, so.
No, I don't see any issue there.
They wanted to do the right thing, is present it. I started off with the building inspector, the planning inspector, and then he says wetlands. I said, okay, I know who I gotta talk to, I know I gotta talk to Joe. So I want to make sure everything's out in the open, so, because you guys drive by there, you're gonna see all this action going on, so do it right, you know?
Mhm.
I like that thinking and be the name from that, though. That was gonna get high again.
Oh, it'd be, he'd build it on the other side anyway, right? Yeah.
You said electrical, what would that be?
No, they're getting the crate in there.
Oh,
It
okay.
would
the
depend
wire.
on the electric and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, okay.
I mean, without you building it, if you built it in place, you could almost use just a lull to get that thing, if you grabbed it right, and then it would be a lot easier, but.
Yeah, but it's heavy.
Right,
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you build it, the lull ain't gonna do it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was talking to the guy this morning, based on their, if the decision is they can use a crane, I will build it next to the road. I'll tear it up, I'll take off what's on there today, do all the structural work and all that. The crane will move it and then I'll anchor it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, what I have to do is I gotta drag it up there,
Mhm.
secure it, and then build it.
Mhm.
So I gotta find out which way we gotta go.
There's no impact, obviously, the use here and nothing.
No, I don't see any issue.
I mean, you're going over the top of it with a footbridge.
This is very detailed.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Appreciate the detail and.
Yeah, you paid for a lot of work up front.
Great.
Thank you. I used to teach computer theory and, that's my background. But I'm retired, semi.
We never retired.
Yeah, you're right. There's something to do.
So what are we looking to do here? I mean, this is-
No, well, there's a couple things we can do. Number one, you guys can accept this application this month, and if you wanted to do a site walk or something, you could do that, stop by and look at it, approve it next month, or because there's no actual work being done directly in a wetland, if you wanted to remand it to my authority, I could do an agent approval. And
I'm good with that.
These guys-
We all look at you every
these guys
weekend.
will show up here next month.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, as detailed as this is and much thought's going on.
you see, it, you already know, so
Yeah.
I don't need to go. It's cool, visit people's places and check them out.
Wait till the campers, be nice.
Is that done by motion? We make a motion?
Yeah, so I make a motion to remand it to agent approval and I can take care of it.
Okay. But anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to remember to Joe. For the business hands.
A second,
I'll second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Joe's got the ball.
He goes by every day, so,
I'll send you guys a letter and we'll be good to go.
okay. You know what the fee's gonna be, Joe, so I can write you the check.
That's the other thing, the agent approvals are cheaper, so
Oh, that's good.
save you a little bit of money.
Good enough.
You gotta throw $60 to the state of Connecticut, unfortunately.
Make it up.
Imagine that, they want their money.
Any land use application in Connecticut is automatic $60 with zoning, wetlands, variances.
It's not even state land.
Yeah, it's just another way to get some more tax money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good at that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So it's 60, Joe?
Well, 60 to the state, I think it's 50 for us.
No.
Yeah.
That's. 95 when you shut down.
Make it up.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, down in Norwalk?
Town of Belleville.
You,
They said that they can't.
Yeah,
they have to
50,
tear the
60 is
overpass
one
down
ten.
Before they can open 95.
110.
One check.
Burns so bad.
That the one that was down low.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did see that.
that area is bad already, and you have that happen.
What was it, 50 for you, Joe?
Hmm?
Was it 50?
50 for an agent approval and.
And the state gives
50
more.
60 for the state.
And what's the normal wetlands approval?
The normal is, I think, 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Lisa,
Yeah,
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Good luck.
Mhm.
Looks awesome. It'll look great.
Thank you.
idea. It's a thrill.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll be
I know,
back
it's
in another
perfect.
3 years.
Perfect
Something else. Okay, thank you much, appreciate it.
Good night. I guess back to you, Joe, any correspondence?
No correspondence. Well, actually, no, I can't say that. We did.
We're on the business.
Oh, Mr. Grenier? or-
He's not coming, it's canceled.
Yeah, I'll handle it under agent report. I'm actually, we can handle it now under correspondence. So
Okay.
we did get a letter from, Mr. Grenier, asking us to, originally, we put myself on a 2024, inland wetlands meeting schedule as we were working to complete an independent environmental analysis of said site, and currently we're progressing on an environmental site investigation. Period, which will include independent testing by Connecticut Testing Laboratories of Stratford, Connecticut. We also got, Taylor, we got an email from him, asking us for an extension in the June meeting, which, there's no active application, so it doesn't need an extension, so we'll just table it, to the next meeting. But I do know he has, engaged Killingly Engineering Associates out of Killingly, Davidson, to start working on this, so hopefully next meeting we'll get something.
So are they still at, can we talk about this? Oh, no, I'll talk about it.
No, yeah.
Okay. Have they done an inspection to see if it's a vernal pool or any of the stuff we were?
They're working on,
They're working on
getting
that
that
now.
done. And unfortunately, soil scientists and civil engineers and surveyors are so backlogged right now. We're all, it's just crazy. So, I'll be honest with you, if he gets a consultant in there even by next month, I'll be impressed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Because it's just so busy. But yeah, that's what we're looking for, is to get
because
it.
we need that first,
Absolutely.
before the remediation or whatever has to happen.
Right, yeah, so he should be, supplying us with, basically a report stating what's going on there, what the impacts are, what the wetland functions are. His engineer should be giving us, an application for any kind of remediation, removal of the materials, fixing the road right now, which is dumping sediment, into that area as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's what we're expecting, but I don't have any issues because this is how these things work.
Mhm.
So we're really not gonna know anything until
That report,
That-
and they might not even know that.
Yeah, I mean, in the site, it's stable, I mean, other than, rain, washing things down, but.
So what if the soil scientist, and folks that he's gonna have look at this, come back and say, it's not a vernal pool, what it is sensitive area or something? What course do we go from there?
Well, the difference is, I mean, in my opinion, I'm gonna bet the farm and the horses that it's a wetland.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Whether it's a vernal pool or not, that's that's a biologist's guess or somebody who knows what they're doing. Vernal pools are classified by, their features,
Mhm.
meaning that they, it's an enclosed area. There's no incoming or outgoing water, there's no fish population. But most importantly, it's because there are obligate vernal pool species present, and that's what the biologist will go in and go, okay, yes, there are spotted salamanders, there's wood frogs, there's fairy shrimp, there's spadefoot toads, or they're not there.
Mhm.
And if those obligate species aren't there, then it's not a vernal pool. But
But it could.
like I said, I'll bet in the farm that it's still a wetland and it's a regulated area that shouldn't have been filled.
turn it to one of those, like, get it turned into one of those.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm involved in a project right now at Old Lyme and an old gravel bank where they did excavations all over the place, and they're all vernal pools because there's wood frogs and spotted salamanders in there, and they, you know, they have the hydro period to actually survive.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they created.
I had a question last month that went with that, but now that we can talk a little bit about it. If it was a vernal pool and he dumped stuff in there, can they still tell it was a vernal pool if he filled it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I just,
Because again, we're, you know, he only filled,
well, he just filled the whole thing
you
up.
know, he just kind of encroached on the edge of it,
Okay.
probably within 10 or 15 feet or whatever, but it's a
Okay.
big area. You know, the other thing is that, you know, vernal pools, you know, are sensitive, more sensitive areas than just your given wetland.
Oh, I did.
Meaning that, you know, there can be endangered species in them.
Oh,
So the upland review area on a lot of towns, where they look at that vernal pool, it's bigger. So it's not stay 100 feet away, it's more like stay 400 feet away. To not impact that fragile environment.
Mhm.
So I think that can come into play here.
Okay.
You know, but most likely, you know, because his road has been there forever, and what I'm anticipating is, you know, most likely you just have to remove the material, do whatever mitigation and do it.
Yeah,
That'll all come from the soil science.
That would be their
Their,
recommendation, most likely.
whatever their recommendation is.
Even if it was a wetland, I think, you know, one of the problems that commissions have, and again, I'm dealing with this one with Griswold. People do things after the fact. They fill in a wetland. It's a catch-22.
Mhm.
Do you do more disturbance removing the material, remediate, or do you leave it in place? You
Mhm.
know, that's, you know. Well, materials like this, you know, this wasn't, you know, solid fill. This is all construction debris.
Yeah.
It's dirty. It's not.
it's good, yeah.
From
It's not like somebody, you know, somebody filled in along the edge of a wetland with clean
Yeah,
sand.
nice,
gravel.
yeah.
Stones,
So in that case, you know, you're probably looking at more like, yeah, you pull it out, remediate it, and try to restore it. And do that.
Now, we're not talking, when you say pull it out, are we looking at like removing that whole road that he
Not
put
removing the
through?
road, but probably moving
All the
material
debris
that's
that he
pushed
dumped
off
in
the
there.
road. Yeah, because, you know, realistically, he has a right to access his
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
That road was there, you know, probably before he
Mhm.
owned it. you
Yeah,
know, And
Been there my whole life.
been there for-
Okay.
yeah, so you wouldn't remove the road, but you, whatever recent fill material.
That he dumped out.
take those out.
okay.
So we'll just table it to next month and see
Mhm.
what you can get us.
I would assume if they're backed up like that, he's lucky to get somebody out there, it can take them a while to put their report together too, then.
That report, and then, you know, the engineering too, if the engineer is gonna say, okay, we gotta remove this material, he's gotta calculate the square footage of fill. You know, in the wetlands, and how much of it was filled. Is it
Mhm.
1,000 square feet of disturbance, was it 200? Yeah, so all that comes into play.
So assuming he removes all that, he'll probably need to put some other stabilizing material in there.
Yeah, so normally, like when they remediate wetlands that are filled, they pull the material out. If the original wetland soils are still reasonably intact, it's something as simple as just reseeding it
Okay,
with New England wet mix, which is it's basically a wetland seed mix of all different native herbaceous plants. Some commissions will say, well, you know what, there were shrubs there, so they go in and plant, you know, spice bush and
Mhm.
high bush blueberries, or, you know, wetland, you know, winterberry, you know, different wetland shrub species
Okay.
to try to restore
No, but
what was there.
Mhm. Okay.
But those will all be recommendations from the soil
Right.
scientist or a wetland consultant. That's all I have.
we'll consider that the agent report.
Yeah, no, that's all I have. I mean, I've done a few agent approvals and small issues. You seen any issues over there across from you?
Now they put the silt fence up, they're putting in an engineered septic. You know, that the wall they put in is all monolithic rock,
Yep.
that went right on top of the wall that was on the water.
Yep.
Some places they came up as much as 45 feet, you know,
Okay.
it's big, they're
I
big,
haven't been there since that was done, so that's why I'm asking.
it's big. Yeah, it's a lot of big monolithic, like, blocks.
Mhm.
Yeah, some of them are as big as this table.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I had, one of, Gear's big excavators, drop them into place. But yeah, I mean, they got the silt fence up, they're, they've got a lot of stabilization to do, but they did stabilize the entire, property on the other side.
Mhm.
Is all, covered and seeded. And, they're doing what they can.
Okay.
So it all looks, reasonable.
So. Yeah, so other than that, I don't really have anything.
Nobody else has got anything. All we need is a motion.
Like, make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.